Hey, Big Dave the Middle Age Gamer here with another NFL Pick'em. Last week we went 8-6. We kept our head above water, and we are 10 games above 500 for the season. We made up our dip from last week, so we've been pretty much a 500 picker, with the exception of that one really good week in week 2. Oh no, week 4 was good too. I've had 2 good weeks, and the rest have been Alright, anyway, let's get into it. Let's see how we did last week. I was one play away from getting this one right. This was a hell of a game. Hell of a Thursday night game. And, you know, I'm not even mad that I lost this one. It was just a lot of fun to watch. Alright, looking into Sunday, we had the Vikings holding serve against the Jets, and Robert Saleh getting fired for it. That was interesting. And Aaron Rodgers looking like he's washed. So, yeah, for those who thought the Jets might have been a big player this year, and I was among them, yeah, I don't think that's happening. And the Bears easily holding serve at home against the Panthers. No shock here, really. They had that one game bump with the Panthers did with Red Rocket. Oh God, what's his name? Andy Dalton. And ever since, they've been about as good with Dalton as they were with Bryce Young. So don't be surprised if Bryce Young comes back for another look-see. I got the Bengals over the... Actually, I had the Ravens over the Bengals, and I got that right in another exciting game. The Bengals can pour it on. They can score against anybody. Problem is, anybody can score against them. And with their record, it looks like their defense has been worse than their offense is good, if you get what I mean there. This was an ugly game. It was going to be ugly no matter what. It's just that Miami just was able to do just enough to beat a hapless Patriots squad. At this point, actually, let me change my train of thought here. I remembered that now that it looks like Drake May is going to be starting here to try and give the offense a bit of a boost. Rest in peace, Drake May. I did not see the Jags offense coming to life against the Colts. It was good to see. Not just because I used to have Trevor Lawrence on my fantasy team. I took him out in favor of Justin Fields. And there's been rumblings about, and we'll get back to that. We'll get to that later. But yeah, Lawrence looked terrific in this game, and the Colts defense was just abysmal, which is horrible because their offense really stepped it up. Well, okay, this is a battle of horrible defenses, so you would expect a high-scoring game like this. But no, I got this one wrong. And what is going on with the Bills? That's all I really got to say here. 2 quarterbacks expected to regress a bit. Josh Allen, because he's got 32, and CJ Stroud because of sophomore jinx, regression to the mean, stuff like that. It's looking more like Stroud. That's not going to happen to Stroud here, and I'm going to need to rethink how I look at the Texans. Well, I got this one right. I mean, the Browns are just terrible. Commanders have one of the worst defenses in the entire league, and they can only put up 13 against them. Something's got to change there, and that change has got to do with Deshaun Watson. He got to go. Okay, moving on. I called this one Broncos over the Raiders. The Raiders are a mess right now. They benched Gardner Minshew in favor of Aiden O'Connell. I don't know why. This is about what you would expect, especially against a really good defense like Denver's. Denver's defense has really stepped it up as of late, and the offense looked pretty good too. So, Denver? I mean, don't look now. Denver's 3-2 right now and in contention for a playoff spot with a rookie quarterback. And I told you this was going to happen. This was my upset special of the week, and I got it through. Cardinals going to San Francisco, getting the job done against the Niners. The Niners are a mess right now. Debo's been invisible. He's not getting anything done. Jawan Jennings has come back down to earth, which means and they still don't have Christian McCaffrey, which means the entire offense is going through George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. And this day and age, that's not enough, man. You need that third threat. They're running, and right now without McCaffrey, their running game is kind of cheese. I mean, you can't run against Arizona. What are you doing, man? But Arizona, to their credit, they put together a pretty good game. I mean, they're clearly not the more talented team here, but they did enough, and MH2 looked pretty good. He's starting to climb back into that best rookie receiver category, and especially with Malik Neighbors having an early bye week because of concussion. All right, moving on. Packers going to LA, beating the Rams. I think we all kind of saw this one coming. The Rams can't stop a nosebleed on defense, and offensively, they got no receivers, man. They all hurt. And Kyron Williams can only do so much on the ground. And, yeah, leave it to me. The one time I go against my beloved G-Men, they surprise me. Again, not even mad at this. You'll love to see the Giants actually. And the way this game started, too. Giants moving down the field, then coughing up the ball in the end zone, and having it run the other way, all the way down the field for a touchdown. The Giants had gotten smacked in the mouth before, and it just folded last year. This year, no, they didn't. And they found a way to actually win this time, instead of finding a way to lose. That actually says something, and they might be turning a corner here. We'll get to more on them when we get to this week's picks. All right. Honestly, I think Dallas showed me something here, and I'm really surprised that this turned out the way it did. There's no doubt that Dallas has a good defense. So does Pittsburgh. So we knew this was going to be kind of low scoring, but Dallas found a way to hold on, and they did it. I hate the Cowboys, but give them credit. They did all right here. Give them props. And the Monday night game, as I said, this was going to be a low-scoring game. Okay, I was a little lower scoring than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, I called it. Chiefs holding serve at home. They're still undefeated. And the Saints' hot 2-0 start is gone. I mean, they got the same record as the Giants now, to be honest. And the Saints have now become what I thought the Saints would be. And we're looking now at and that gives us an 8-6 record for the week. Let's take a look at what we got this week. Thursday nighter. Ooh. Niners in Seattle. Both teams reeling right now. Both teams tied for, well, no, that's not entirely true. Seahawks 3-2. Leading the division. Niners tied for second in the division with the Arizona Cardinals. And both teams trying to figure it out. The Seahawks have absolutely no offensive line. The Giants got home 7 times in that game, and Dexter Lawrence alone had 3. And what that means to me is that I don't see Seattle putting up much offense with Nick Bosa on the other side, just itching to rip things up. Fred Warner's going to shut things down in the middle on the other on that side as well. The one thing the Niners still do have is a good defense, and it's just their offense. They're still trying to figure it out without a running game. And what that means is that with all those weapons, is that Brock Purdy, he's having to be more than just a game manager, and it's not really working, man. Meanwhile, on the other side, Seattle, I'm until they get that offensive line fixed, I don't know if I can trust that offense, even though they've been putting up tons of numbers. Giants showed a game plan. You get to Geno, you can really wreak havoc on this offense. Meanwhile, on the other side, they suddenly can't stop the pass to save their lives. I mean, if Daniel Jones throws for 250 yards, and you're giving up a 100-yard day to Darius Slayton, not to belittle Slayton, I love the man, but he's not exactly Brandon Ayuk here. So there's a lot of things I got to look at here. You would think because of certain issues that this is going to be a low-scoring game, but then you look at other issues, and this could be a high-scoring game. I don't know what to think. The one thing I do think is that until Seattle learns to fix their defense, their secondary, excuse me, their pass defense and their pass protection, I can't really pick them for much of anything anymore. I'm going to go with the Niners on this. All right, we got Jacksonville coming off a fresh win, going into Chicago. Don't look now, Chicago's 3-2, and Caleb looking better and better with every week. And with the explosion that Jacksonville had on the Colts last week, can Trevor Lawrence continue that good play? Chicago's defense will likely say no. Because of that, I'm going to have to go with the Bears on this. We got Green Bay at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Green Bay's been looking pretty good. I'm going to have to go with them, especially now with a healthy Jordan Love. I don't think Arizona has enough to be able to pull a shocker here. And then we have the Colts going into Tennessee to play the Titans. Titans coming off of a bye, and they should be a bit rested, a little healthier. Should have all their players now. They do have a pretty good defense, and they saw what they need to do against the Colts. It's just a matter of whether or not they can do it. And here's the thing, teams coming off the bye generally tend to do pretty well. I'm going to go with the Titans on this in a bit of a shock. I'm just not trusting the Colts offense to get it done against a better defense. Texans going on the road against the New England Patriots. At this point, I don't know if the Patriots are going to win another game this season. So we're going to go with the Texans on this. All right, Tampa Bay and New Orleans in a divisional showdown here. I think Tampa Bay is just the much more superior team, and I remember hearing something about Derek Carr being hurt now. Not like that really is going to amount to much, but I'm not really jazzed about their backups, so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. And we got Philly at home against the Cleveland Browns. I'm not sure the Browns are going to win another game unless they face the Patriots, in which case I'm going to have to think about that. Who knows? They may end up tying and nobody wins. But I think the Eagles are going to win this one pretty handily. Okay, we got the Command. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Commanders going into Baltimore, a battle of the Beltway against the Ravens. The Commanders have been absolutely terrific. Nobody has really been able to find much of an answer for Jaden Daniels. Ravens, on the other hand, I would have said they got a pretty good defense, but they got smoked by Cincinnati last week. The Ravens won, barely. That's only because Cincinnati's defense is absolutely miserable. Well, again, so the Commanders' defense. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to go with the Ravens on this. It's going to be a shootout. There's going to be a point fest. But I think the experience of Lamar Jackson and the better overall defense, or at least what was supposed to be a better defense, will be just enough for the Ravens to get this one done. All right, now we got a battle of two defensive juggernauts in the AFC West with the Chargers and the Broncos. Chargers coming off a bye, but the Broncos have just been on fire right now on the defensive side, and they put up a lot of points against a bad defense. But this isn't a bad defense they're going against here. And as much as I hate to say it, I think the Chargers are going to take this one here. And we got the Raiders at home against the Steelers. I think the Steelers, this is a get-right game for the Steelers. Get themselves sorted out here. The Raiders' defense has kind of fallen off a bit, and they just can't put any points on the board right now. And having to ask Justin Fields, or having to ask Aiden O'Connell to do something against the Steelers' defense, yeah, that's not happening. All right, now we got Detroit and Dallas. And this is going to be a fun one, too. Dallas hasn't exactly shown that they can really light it up. Detroit can. I think it's with that in vain. The Lions being a real, legit Super Bowl contender. I'm going to take the Lions on this. Now we got the Panthers at home against the Atlanta Falcons. You'd love to see a shocker here, but it's not happening. All right, Sunday night, we got the Giants at home against the Bengals. Here's my upset special. I'm taking the Giants at home. Gotta love the home dog on this one. Giants feeling really good. What happened on Sunday with the Bengals in Baltimore against Baltimore? That could be a bit of a morale breaker. This offense did everything within its power, but they still didn't get the job done because they couldn't stop anybody. Well, thing is, the Bengals are now going to be looking at a pass rush that they've never seen before. That nobody's really ever seen before. The Giants lead the league in sacks. Think about that. The last time the Giants led the league in sacks, they won the Super Bowl. Think about that. This is a defense that can get after that quarterback, which will definitely help that young secondary. And that secondary is going to need all the help they can get against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Kayvon Thibodeau's going to be out for a few games because of wrist surgery, but you look at the stats with him and Azeez Ojulari. There's not much of a drop-off there. The stats have actually been kind of similar and in a lot less snaps, too. So, possible Azeez Ojulari breakout alert, especially if the Bengals will be paying a lot of attention to Lawrence and Brian Burns. I think that right there should be enough to slow down the Bengals enough. I think the Giants can take this. Their offense has been clicking pretty well. Daniel Jones is looking pretty good. Never thought I'd say that. But yeah, they went to Seattle. No Malik Neighbors, no Motor Singletary. Tyrone Tracy Jr., 5th round rookie, puts up 120 yards on the ground, and Darius Slayton, old Mr. Reliable, the ideal number 2. He'll get you your good 70 to 75 yards. No, he got about $130 and a tutty. He completely ripped apart Seattle's secondary. Daniel Jones dissected Seattle's secondary. Seattle's supposed to have a pretty good defense. Daniel Jones did that to a pretty good defense. What do you think he's gonna do to a non-existent one? This is going to be a high-scoring game. Giants fans, you've been waiting for a shootout. You're finally going to get one. I think the Giants are actually going to come out on the winning end of a shootout. And now we got Monday night here, Buffalo in New York to take on the Jets. I don't see the Jets really putting up much of a fight at this point. Robert Saleh's gone. I mean, the defense is still going to be good, don't get me wrong, but this is going to be a low-scoring, ugly game. Problem is, Jets been having a bit of an issue stopping the run, and James Cook has been cooking. And I think it's going to be enough where I think the Bills go into enemy territory and get the win. Final score here, it's going to be close, I think. But as I said, low scoring. I'm going to go Bills 17, Jets 14. And there we go. That is this week's picks. And we'll see next week just how horrid these picks were this week. That's the reason I call it Big Dave's Horrid Picks. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get the latest and greatest videos as they come in and help this channel grow. This has been Big Dave the Middle-Aged Gamer. This is NFL Pickem. I'll see you all next time.